This is just a quick overview of the reader, and I'm asking you to provide some feedback. Nothing spectacular, just something so I can use it for demo purposes. And whether it's fabulous or not, I'm going to randomly mark these things red, like, nerf, buff. I'm going to mark, you're going to lose loot, you're going to gain loot, you're going to get this little heart symbol that's going to show up. Then we'll be able to take a deeper dive into this. For right now, I made three kind of typical posts that you might get. The first is the student who just, they go all in. This actually is plagiarized. It's copy and pasted from the book that I used as the password for the first quest in this column. But this will happen. You'll see this. And then you get to, it's the teachable moment about paragraph breaks and legibility on the web. And then there's the student who just isn't interested, and there's a 10-word minimum. And so I don't want to write 10 words, so I'm just going to fake them. And, we start out with a conversation about this before moving on to just resetting the quest. This turns pink, it turns red out on the front end, all the loot's taken away. And we'll talk more about that. And then there's someone who just does rise to the challenge, and I just answered this honestly from my point of view. And I'm looking forward to learning more about your feedback as we talk and learn more about Gameful together. But I will tell you, last year in the Mac Lab, I had over 8,000 submissions that ran through the reader, and every time a new post shows up, this counter ticks up. Every time someone edits a post and republishes, resaves it, updates it, it pops up in my reader. So you can always stay right on top of things. You never have that week-long or 2-week lag where kids don't know where they stand. If you run everything through the blog and rethink assessment through a culture of feedback, it really changes the culture of your classroom. But that's another conversation for another time. Just know there are filters here. Searching by date range or individual quests, read and unread. This all makes staying on top of student submissions so easy. And nobody loses their homework. The dog eats nothing. Everything's saved. And even through revisions, rather than blur out a student name, this is one of my demo accounts where I worked through the missions right alongside the kids and then submitted. And once that eyeball is solid, it means it's been marked red by an admin. If it's an outline with a line through it, that's an optional feature because some teachers didn't like it, that kids could see what they hadn't read yet. I turn that on because I try to establish, I'm trying to work as hard as you guys. Let's all do our job every single day. So I want them to know if I haven't read something. And then negative feedback. This feedback was generated automatically because I marked a quest had to be completed by a certain date. I provided this feedback just for demo purposes, marking down a mission. And if a quest was reset, it would turn red and the student would understand immediately, oh, I need to redo that. So you have this culture of feedback that's happening on multiple levels. And depending upon how thorough and how much you want to utilize this, there's a richness to these maps that convey meaning to the students day in and day out as they see the progress they make through the different maps that you'll build over the course of the school year.